honestly just a matter of getting discovered in a way that isn't. What? I thought you quit.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Dubnus Drubbings. Today we're going to be going over my predictions once again, but this time for week 2 and also revisiting the predictions for week 1. So without further ado, let's get straight into it because one of my previous tries at making an episode failed, which is to be expected as I'm just doing this casually. Week 1, match 1, Cope versus Mood. As expected, a win for Cope. Yeah, no doubt. It happened, it's over, it's done. Not even much to analyse. Cope were just a better team. That v PTSD. PTSD did manage to get a point and keep the first half to a 1-1 draw, which was well played by them. But then Rat's quality shone through in the second half, and obviously they ended up winning that match 3-1. Again, another prediction correct in that case. Cum versus CoOpTerence, which was a difficult one for me to predict. CoOpTerence, they did end up losing, and Cum did win 5-0. I did predict Cum to win, not as extensively as they did, but there we are. It is worth noting that this match weekend, match weekend 1, that happened just after the OSHA release, so instant beacons were a thing, wacky spawn times were a thing, and I think that did play a part in exacerbating, I think, that result in particular. I don't think any of the other results were particularly exacerbated by the update, except for Vcats versus Rally. Now, Toes versus Sammy, I did predict Toes to win. They did, but only just, winning 2-1 after a 1-1 draw in the first half. No, it was a... What? No, they won the first half 1-0, and then they lost the second half opener, and then Toes managed to claw it back during the second half. So well done to Sammy for improving as much, because getting a point off Toes, yeah, not bad. Well done. Toes obviously they got the win they needed, so they're happy with that. Vcats versus Rally. Sammy, of course, being one of the previous B bracket teams which no longer exists, and Vcats was also a team like that. And it showed against Rally, unfortunately. Losing 5-0, nothing to be ashamed of for Vcats. It was always going to be a tough match against Rally. And Vcats, honestly, they have such a difficult group. They're in Group A, and it's just unfortunately a no-go for them, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Wfat versus Hkla. Yeah, again, no surprises. Wfat pulling out the W. So no upsets, no wrong predictions. It all went to plan. Now, something that does have to be mentioned, of course, because of the OSHA control bonus, VS is no longer allowed in the tournament. Not because VS is overpowered or anything, just because it is not meta pick. NC and TR by far are the faction which gets picked the most. So unfortunately, Jaeger has no influence over or real input over what happens to the game, and so we just gotta live with it, adapt with it, and hopefully it doesn't destroy the tournament, that and the instant beacons. So week 2, CoOpTerence versus Cope. Listen, CoOpTerence, they've just lost 5-0 last week. Now they're going against the bracket favourites. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but Cope are probably going to win it. Look, it's under the Hkla crown lane as well, with the seabed in the middle. I honestly, unless Cope throw, I don't think they'll have a chance, really, CoOpTerence. Not on that lane. Hkla versus Rat. Rat should win it, no doubt in my mind. More experience, more quality in all areas on the team. So yeah, Rat to win that one. Wfat versus Sammy. Despite Sammy's improvements as seen last week, I don't think they've improved enough to take on such an experienced juggernaut such as Wfat, and so Wfat to win. Rally versus Come. Look, gonna have to back my boys and girls over at Come for this one, especially after a 5-0 victory in the last match. Hkla, Woodman is the neutral. Listen, that is quite an interesting lane. And Rally, they might be able to bring an upset. But from what I hear from inside the Rally team, I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced that, although Frederick is doing a lot of work, I'm not hearing that other people are stepping up enough, or that people are actually trying to learn the format, and I think that's really going to hurt them. Especially because the Vcats win might have just lured them into a sense of false security and overconfidence, which happens to a lot of teams. So unfortunately for them, I do think Come will win. Second last match for the weekend is going to be Mood versus Vcats. Listen, no doubt in my mind, Mood going to win this one. Crux to crux, Ambush Arc Reserve, so the turtle base, Vcats do have a chance, but Mood just have more quality infantry, and so if they turn up, then Mood will just win it via infantry, I imagine, because Vcats not really known for their combined arms aspect of gameplay. And so, also in the pre-season, if we just quickly visit this, we can also see that in the pre-season, when Mood played Vcats did lose 3-0 to Mood, so we can kind of expect the same again. Last, but certainly not least, ptsd versus Toes. In terms of entertainment value, I think this is going to be one of the more interesting matches to watch, hopefully. I do expect Toes to lose, actually, just because ptsd, they've got not necessarily more quality. I kind of think of them on quite similar levels in terms of individual skill. But ptsd, they've got far more experience than Toes, and they've been playing together for a longer time, etc., etc. And so I do think ptsd will win that. And those are my predictions for this week. Just to go over them. Cope to beat CoOpTerence, Rat to beat Hkla, Wfat to beat Sammy, Come to beat Rally, Mood to beat Vcats, and ptsd to beat Toes. I think these are pretty fair predictions. In terms of upsets, maybe Vcats versus Mood because of the lane they're on, maybe ptsd versus Toes, but really I struggle to see any other upsets potentially happening. Just because, especially, Cope and Come, they do seem to be very much in form at this stage of the tournament, along with Rat, to be fair, and Wfat's performance against Hkla was pretty comprehensive as well. So yeah, if there's going to be an upset, it's probably going to be in those last two games. In terms of other videos I've got coming out, I did make a Lanesmash rankings video, but unfortunately that was also scuffed audio. The audio just didn't work, so I'll have to re-record that. I wanted to quickly re-record this one because that way it's out before week 2 matches begin. And there's also currently on the channel a potential intros video. So if you're fed up of I find a quite funny video clip from Hkla, have a look at that. Let me know if you want a different introduction. I might listen. I probably won't because I don't care. But I might. So it's worth a shot. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.